Today is all about toasties, with Ashgrove hosting the ultimate toastie competition at Ashgrove just outside of Deloraine, which is a fantastic dairy farm, one of those great little dairy farms, a real success story in being able to change from just creating milk to creating cheese, butter, cream, and lots of different flavoured butters and lots of different flavoured cheeses. So I'm going to do my version of the ultimate cheese toastie, and then later on we're going to go and find out how the day went and who won. So my ultimate cheese toastie is chicken, chive, cheese, and avocado. I'm going to use two different types of cheeses, and when you're making toasties, I think you should use two different types of cheeses. One, to give you a fantastic texture in your toastie, and the other one to give you flavour. So I'm using two different ones. I'll show you what they are. So I'm using a vintage cheese, so a vintage cheddar, to give us the flavour that we want, so it's nice and strong and give us that flavour punch. And then a Havarti, which is a smooth melting cheese. So this will give us the texture on the inside of our cheese toastie that we're after. They're the two cheeses that I'm going to use. To go with that, I'm going to make a poached chicken, chive, Kewpie mayonnaise with a little bit of sriracha. So there's going to be lots and lots and lots of flavour. That's why the tasty cheese, to balance out or to be able to interact with those strong flavours that are going to be in the toastie, and then that Havarti to give it a nice, creamy, smooth texture. The first thing I'm going to do is poach my chicken, just in a little bit of boiling water for about 15 minutes, then allow that to cool. I'll take it out and chop it up, and then our chicken's going to get mixed in with our Kewpie, our sriracha, and our cheese mixture. Chicken is finished poaching, so that can come out. I need to allow this to cool, so you really want it to cool down before you mix it in with that cheese. We want that cheese to start melting when it's inside our toastie, not now sitting in the bowl. So take that chicken breast out, allow it to cool for probably the same amount of time that you cooked it for, so a good 15 minutes. Then we'll dice that up and pop it in with our cheese mixture. Got my cheese mixture and my chicken diced. Just make sure that's cooled down as much as I want it. While that cools, I'll just get my avocado ready. Just want to take this out of its skin, so cut around. And with a spoon, we'll just scoop that flesh out. So that's ready to go. Pick out two good pieces of toast or bread, not toast yet. Spread my avocado on. So just want to break that up, spread it across. And we're going to have a nice, smooth, creamy texture anyway. So you just want avocado for taste, really. Normally it adds that extra layer of smooth creaminess, but we're going to have plenty of that in this dish already. So avocado's on. I can mix together my chicken and my cheese mix now. I'll add half of chicken breasts, mix that in. And the cheese is the real hero here, so you don't want to load it up with too much chicken. You still want the cheese to be the main ingredient in the toastie. All right, that's pretty good. My sriracha. A teaspoon of that, depending on how much you like chili. Mix that in. And now we're ready to layer that on top with an avocado. Spread it out to the edges. And if you've got a toasted sandwich maker or a grill, you can use that, but I'm going to use my fry pan. So I'll get that fry pan on, put my lid on top, a little drizzle of olive oil on the top side, and a little bit in the pan. to help conduct that heat. Pinch of salt, I forgot. On top of cheese mixture. All right, place that into our pan. Down. You've got a lot of cheese to try and cook and make gooey, so you want a low heat, otherwise you're going to end up burning your toastie. So low heat, I'll turn my pan down now to get some heat in it. I'm going to cook it for probably close to 10 minutes. So 5 minutes on one side, then turn it over, give it 5 minutes on the other side. The cheese should start to ooze and be nice and gooey by then, and then we're ready to eat. I made the decision to put my toastie into the oven. If you had a sandwich grill, like I said, you probably wouldn't need to do this, but because I can't get heat from the top, I put it in the oven to finish it off. So it only needs about 5 minutes in an oven at about 180 degrees. We'll check on it now. I've started that melting process, which is fantastic. That is done, I reckon. So I can take that out. And that is my ultimate toastie. Lots of things that I love. Chicken, chives, Kewpie mayonnaise, sriracha, and those two really important cheeses. The cheddar to give it flavour and the Havarti to give it that oozy texture, which we can see coming out of the sandwich now. So let's go to Ashgrove Farm, just outside of Deloraine, and find out who won their ultimate toastie competition. What kind of bread did you go for?
Oh, we just use the same bread.
Just like a classic sort of Vienna loaf type setup?
Yeah, something simple.
Something simple? You want something, bread-wise, something with a bit of body so it doesn't go too soggy, so that should work pretty well. So like a Wonder White or something like that. Wasabi, hot sauce, banana. What a combination. How are we going?
Yeah, guys.
I'm Ben.
Leo.
Nice to meet you, Leo. And
Hello, Victoria.
Victoria, nice to meet you. You've already got yours on?
It's on and going.
So talk me through, what did you put on your toastie?
Using the mountain cheese,
Yep.
which is the bread melter, and then a little bit of smoked cheddar on there for flavour.
Yep.
And I made a onion and bacon jam to go on there as well.
Nice.
So fingers crossed, it all comes out right.
Got
Didn't test.
mayonnaise on the outside.
Oh.
Some crisp.
Yeah.
probably.
I just found it went a little bit crispy. I didn't quite get as sort of oily
Yep.
on the outside as butter can.
Cool.
So, plus easier to spread.
Yep.
So hopefully it all goes well together.
That sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to tasting that. All right, good luck. Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
That's good. All right, what are we making here? What was your name? Elvie?
Yeah.
What are we making?
Chicken, grilled chicken, and made my own sauce. Chicken adobo is made on sauce.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Savory.
It smells nice.
Rice, but
Yeah.
I'm just experimenting it to see if it works.
Beautiful.
This, and then I have mayonnaise.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
And what are you doing with the banana leaves?
I'm just gonna put it.
I serve it on. Cool. Great. I'm looking forward to it. I love that. That smells beautiful. Really good. Yeah.
Chicken adobo.
Yep.
I cook the whole chicken, but I just give the
the sauce, yeah. That's beautiful. Yum. All right, our first toastie to try. This is Ed's. He's gone for sort of a classic ham, cheese, mustard.
The ham's really good.
This is homemade ham, isn't it? It's his own ham. Oh, wow. How much of a role does nostalgia play in toasties for you?
Well, for me, I remember growing up, we used to make our toasties in a fry pan, not in a sandwich press.
Yeah,
so
I do that.
I love them made that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, we better see if we can come up with a score. So across the board, we really had very little negative feedback for you because they were so good. We were pleasantly surprised at the quality. Obviously, you're working with really good cheese, so the cheese itself was always going to stand out. But the creativity that people took, especially with a couple of the dishes, the adobo chicken and the banana, it's good to see creativity like that. And when people did do the classics, they nailed them. So as judges, we can't really ask for much more than that. So thank you so much for making our job a lot easier. We were very impressed with the tasting, so thank you very much. And obviously it's hard to pick a winner out of so many good toasties, so you all did very well. We did ask whether we could split prizes, so please don't hate us if you didn't win. It's a very tough job, but we were very, very happy with what we tasted. And I can't wait for next year and see it grow bigger and better. Yeah. So over to Simon to announce. So this is the person you can throw things at if you didn't win.
And now, the winner, we've also got a split decision on the winner. The judges couldn't split it. And our winners are Elvie and Leo. All right. So that's $500 each.
Awesome.
Well done.
Well, Leo, congratulations on winning the inaugural Ultimate Ashgrove Cheese Toastie.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
I have to say, the thing I liked most about your toastie was, technically it was cooked perfectly, but it was that bacon jam that you put in there.
Yeah.
How did you make it?
So I started off, cooked down a heap of bacon. Obviously, that was the main part, and then
It was diced quite finely, though.
so once after I cooked down the bacon and onion and a few other ingredients together, I then actually blitzed it in the food processor.
Yep.
Just better texture to
Yeah.
put on a sandwich, spreads a lot more easily and that sort of thing. So
Yep.
once I cooked it down, probably a couple of hours, a little bit of coffee in there and some bourbon as well.
Yep.
So it's brown sugar and stuff. So yeah.
So we'll have to get, if you can you remember how you made have you got the recipe?
I reckon I can remember it. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to give you my details.
Yep.
You send it through to me and we'll put it on the website.
Excellent.
So everyone at home can make that bacon jam.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Congratulations, mate.
Cheers. Thanks
Well
very
done.
much.
So Elvie, congratulations on taking out the inaugural Ultimate Ashgrove Cheese Toastie. The thing I liked most about your toastie was the sauce that you made, that adobo. Now, adobo is a traditional Filipino
Yes,
sauce.
yes.
So you took sort of that idea of chicken, rice,
I-
and put it in a sandwich.
So I took all the chicken, I just leave in the fridge and just make sure that the sauce is a bit thick,
Yep.
so it doesn't go runny.
Yep.
So that's how I put on.
Yeah.
That
Is that the first time you've done it? Have you
First
done that
time
before?
I've
First
never
time.
done. I just thought I don't know what to make. I didn't have time to make it. I just didn't know what to do. I don't know about toastie. I mean, I never really cooked toastie. But I was thinking maybe adobo would work.
Yeah.
So I'll try it.
And it worked. It was
And-
absolutely
And
phenomenal.
I'm so glad. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know.
It was really nice. One of the best toasties I've ever had.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
See, I couldn't believe. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
You'll have to
you
come
very
back
much.
next year and try and defend your title.
Yep. I'll try that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Well, I never knew a toasty competition could be so fun. I actually am enjoying judging it because the toasties are absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to make a Huon salmon and miso dish. So I'm going to add a little bit of miso to some butter and make some miso butter, and then just use that butter to cook my salmon in. So you don't really need to do a lot to add another layer of flavour to a great salmon dish. First thing I want to do is melt my butter. So there's probably about 125 grams of butter there. Turn that on. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of white miso to that. And miso comes in different colours, which converts to different flavours. There's sweet miso, there's like red, there's chickpea, there's lots of different kinds of miso. I'm going to add some extra flavourings into my butter as well. So some chilli and some ginger, and then I'm going to make a quick salad to go with my salmon, just a little spring onion salad. So I'll chop these up pretty rough because I'm just using it to baste, and I probably want the whole chilli and probably only a small 1 centimetre knob of ginger in with my butter. Then when that butter melts, you can either take it to a burnt butter stage, where you'll get another layer of flavour, that burnt rosette flavour that you get for burnt butter, or you can just leave it as, once it's melted and sort of everything's mixed together, you can leave it like that. I am not going to do burnt butter, I'm just going to leave it. And there are a couple of different ways that you can cook it. You can baste and roast, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to roast a couple of fillets of salmon in the oven, I'm going to baste as I go. Or you could use your butter as oil and cook it in the fry pan. If you are going to do that, I suggest adding a little bit of oil to your butter as well so that it doesn't burn. All right, the butter's melted. Turn that off, just mix in my miso now and throw in my ginger, and then I'll get my salmon ready. Miso salmon is in the oven. It's probably going to take between 12 and 18 minutes, and I'll get it out and baste it probably every 4 to 5 minutes. So we'll give it 3 good bastings while it's cooking. I'm going to put together my little spring onion salad. Just take the tops off, and if you can get them on an angle, you'll be able to get a lot more length out of your spring onion, and that'll give you more volume. Right, so that gives us enough volume for it to give me the texture that I want it to have when it's on top of the fish. So I'll pop that into a bowl. I'm just going to dress it with a little bit of lime and a little bit of soy sauce. I don't need a lot of either of these, so just a little drizzle of lime juice. And I'm going to get a teaspoon because that's how much soy I need. Just replacing salt with soy. A little bit more soy. Done. So it's a nice fresh salad to go on top of our fish once it comes out of the oven. And by now, we can probably take our fish out for its first round of basting. back in. It's probably got 10 minutes to go, 10 to 12 minutes to go now. So we'll baste that 2 more times, and then when it does come out, when it's finished, I'll give it another basting with the miso butter, and then we'll be ready to plate it up with our salad. You can either put it on the bottom or put it on the top. I'm going to put it on the top. Need a palette knife or a fish flip or something to get your salmon off the baking paper and onto the plate. Because it's roasted, it will be really delicate, so you just be very careful. Oh. So just be very careful at this point. And because it's got butter on it, it's going to be very slippery. So there's our miso roasted salmon and our little topper salad to go with it. If you haven't tried miso and you want to get into it and you're wondering what all the fuss is about, this is a great way to jump into the flavour of miso. It goes really well with salmon because of the fattiness of the salmon carries the flavour. And you probably don't need to season it. So try it first before you add any salt. Because we've got soy in that salad and miso itself is quite salty, you probably won't need to season this dish.